Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Sarah Massler-Donar. State Senator Melissa Agard is running for Dane County Executive. This means a minority leader will not seek re-election in the Senate and will step down from her leadership role. Prior to her time in the Senate, Agard served in the Wisconsin State Assembly and on the Dane County Board. Here now to discuss her decision to run for executive is Senator Melissa Agard. Senator, good to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with this. You have been a senator in Wisconsin for 3 years. You have been minority leader for 1 year. Why step down now after such a brief time in this leadership role?
Well, we are at a really unique time here in Dane County. I was not, as I think most people in Dane County, prepared for County Executive Parisi to announce that he was going to be retiring in May. But it is a very unique opportunity. And while I have very much loved my time in the legislature and appreciated being able to be the leader of the Senate Democrats, I see this as an important path to go down, to lift up the work that needs to be done in Dane County and to be able to bridge the relationship between county government and the state government.
You have been a part of a number of bipartisan votes on high-profile issues in the last several months, the shared revenue bill, the Brewers funding bill. There have been successes, but as a member of the minority party, have you gotten a sense that it's been difficult to accomplish much on other issues that are important to the party?
Well, certainly as a member of the minority party, but also as a leader of the Senate Democrats, it's important that we focus on the wins that we have and how it is that we define those wins. There are some big high-profile wins, as you have pointed out, whether it's getting the shared revenue bill across the finish line so our local governments, our cities, towns, villages, and counties are getting their fair share of state revenue back in their coffers to take care of members of their community. Or the over $1 billion that we've been able to put into our public schools across the state of Wisconsin. Those match our values, and we have been able to do that in a bipartisan way through actual deliberative and gritty conversations with folks across the aisle. But also, as Senate Democrats, we know that people all across the state of Wisconsin really value and want to make sure that our elections are fair, that their voices are heard, that people have access to health care, that we're addressing gun violence, that cannabis is legalized. And yes, we haven't been able to get those bills across the finish line, despite the fact that the majority of people in Wisconsin want them done. But we know that we're on the precipice of being able to have that completed with more fair lines here in the state of Wisconsin. And knowing how it is that success is defined in different ways and being able to build trusting relationships with people on the other side of the aisle so that we can do those things, as well as lift up the voices and the values of the people that we represent, that's vitally important. And I am really proud of the work that I've been able to do, my caucus has been able to do, and I know that's going to transfer to my work as the next county executive as well.
Do you see the role as county executive as one that has more direct influence?
Certainly, it's the county executive's job to make sure that our county continues to be a leader. Right now, Dane County is a community in Wisconsin that actually has in-migration, despite the alternative reality for many parts of the state of Wisconsin. We know in Dane County that we need to be continuing to be a space where everyone's dreams matter, where that they know that they're safe and that people want to call home. We know that we need to protect our agricultural heritage. We need to ensure that we're addressing our grave racial disparities that are experienced by so many people, and that our kids' dreams do matter. And as the county executive, being able to create that balance and lift up the work that is being done across our county by our municipalities, but also to provide a positive vision as we continue to move forward and continue to grow, right? We want to have that growth here in the state of Wisconsin. Those are important, very important roles that the county executive plays. And I know that I'm ready to go on day one.
So right now, you are calling for a Senate leadership election tomorrow. That will be happening. There are several names out there who will be running for this position. Senator Kelda Roys, Senator Diane Hasselbein, Senator Jeff Smith. Who would you support?
Well, that's really a caucus decision. I am one vote in a caucus of 11, and I anticipate that there are a lot of people talking to each other between now and when the election occurs on Monday. I know that we have worked really hard under the last year of me as leader and the 2 years before that to build a real team and to plant seeds that will move Wisconsin forward. on top of the chance of having new legislative maps and all 33 senators being up for election next year. Whoever of those names that you have mentioned is the next leader, we're going to be well positioned to do well and lift up the fact that the will of the people should be the law of the land in Wisconsin and be great partners for Governor Evers.
Well, Senator, before you pass the baton, so to speak, what do you hope to accomplish in the legislature before your time ends?
Yeah, so over the next year, I will be there all through 2024, certainly. And I look forward to being able to continue to work to represent the people of the 16th district as well as people across the state of Wisconsin to ensure that they know that government really hears them and wants to represent them well. I don't anticipate that we're going to have many days on the floor in the legislature because of the division. And it does seem like the Republican caucus is in a little bit of disarray.
What is your advice for the next minority leader when you talk a little bit about the disarray and the need to work towards bipartisan solutions?
Yeah, I think it's vitally important that none of us apologize for what it is that our values are and what it is that we've been advocating for so many years. But at the same point, being able to walk into a room and be pragmatic and ready to be open-minded, open-hearted in those conversations so that we can continue on the path of passing bills that benefit people in Wisconsin, whether it's our shared revenue bill, keeping the brewers here, putting money back into public education. We are able to do good things when people are willing to share space and have those conversations.
We have seen a county position like this can be a pipeline to higher office. Former Governor Scott Walker was the Milwaukee County executive for nearly a decade. Do you have aspirations for higher office, perhaps a run for governor, U.S. Senate?
Right now, I am focused on running and winning the election to be the next Dane County executive and earning the votes and the trust of the people of this community. And I am going to be working hard on that over the next 11 months and be ready to walk through the door on day one and do good things for my community.
Well, Senator, I'm sure in the next 11 months is not the last time we'll have you on the show, so thanks for being here. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.